Perspective Podcast, episode 5. Back at it again. It's B Sims. Oh my God, Cale.
Yo, what
And
up?
happy to be back. I don't want to cry right now, but college basketball career is over. I mean, we've been, that's why we really been busy not dropping vids, but college career officially over, man. Like,
hmm
what's going through your mind, bro?
Man, I'm about to be a 7 foot tall civilian, regular person. Like first time in our lives, we are no longer. Well, I mean, Brian plans on playing professional basketball, but first time in my life, I can say I'm not an athlete. Like I don't have another season looking forward to, or we're getting back next year. My
Like,
time playing basketball, at least at the time this recording is over. So definitely a weird feeling, but I mean, new chapter in life, and I'm ready to explore it.
yeah, it's kind of like you say, bro. We've always like ever since. I mean, when did you start playing? I started when I was like 4. When did you
hmm
start?
I was a late bloomer. I
Four
really
or
didn't start
five.
playing till high school. That's when I really like took
Oh,
it
okay.
serious. Yeah.
But it's like for the last major parts of our life, just growing up as
hmm
men. I mean, you just have a guaranteed season, summer workouts. Like it's just different now that it's in a sense, gone or done with. And I'm excited about what I've learned, what we've learned, what we experienced, ups, the downs, the good, the bad. So
hmm
I mean, it's from if someone were to ask you like just any person like what was your most favorite part about being a college athlete? And we got a chance to be an athlete for 5 years, episode
hmm
5, fifth year seniors, grad year students, for COVID. Like what would you say is your best?
Favorite part about being a college
Yeah,
athlete?
yeah, like what would you say?
I don't know if
That's hard.
if
Yeah.
one thing stands out. I mean, just the because I mean, in high school, all you hear about is how hard it is to become a college athlete, yada yada yada. So I think just realizing that obviously you're not complacent, but that you made it. Like as a kid, this is what I dreamed of doing, which is I want to play basketball
That's
forever.
facts. That's facts.
And I'm getting paid, I'm getting free school to go play basketball. If you're a really high rate recruit, you get flown out to different cities, different states. Archie Manning when he went to Texas for a visit, they said they got on like an ice sculpture, like all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
you get to see really like how much people care about you and stuff, and all from throwing a football 100 yards, putting the ball through a hoop. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think it's just like realizing like I'm a college athlete. I'm something that a lot of people can't say they are. I'm a college athlete.
Yeah.
I'm a college basketball player. Like that's one of my favorite things. Just saying like I'm something that is considered, a rare breed.
Mm. That's interesting because for me, it's like obviously being able to play, traveling with the team, and those fun moments. Like other than that, for me, it was just I like to be busy. So
hmm
the best part for me is just always having something to do and always having something to look forward to. And I'm not
hmm
saying I don't have something to look forward to in life, but it's for sports, it was just okay. And for me, I'm a dual sport athlete, so I play basketball and run track. So it's like it's motivation to do good in life, to make the right decisions because I have so much to look forward to. Like I got a game Thursday. I got a track meet this week. Like what do I need to do to put myself and set myself up to be ready for what's coming up next? So for me, that
hmm
was obviously a general thing. What I would just say, it's always good to look forward to something that you enjoy doing, whether that's sports, whatever it is in life. And just reflecting on our careers, I wouldn't say we had like different paths because people transfer all the time. For you, you transferred in a sense because you were granted an extra year. So, but for me, like I been to 3 schools in 5 years.
hmm
So that experience there, we can go right up into these misconceptions of what we thought what we thought from high school college basketball
hmm
would be versus what it was. Like, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
right off the bat, getting into it, the biggest misconception I thought was, you know, that when you get to college, well, two big misconceptions, but the first one was hearing from my high school coach. When you get to college, it's gonna be 10 times harder, yada yada. If you drop a pass or y'all not sprinting everywhere, you're gonna be on the line, get punished. And why I'm not saying that as a college athlete, especially the schools I've been to, that everything they let everything slide, but it's like my high school coach made it seem like college sports was the military.
Yeah.
If you an inch out of line, and somebody say yes sir, a second too late, y'all, push ups, up and down, sit ups, running miles. So I mean, that's one of the biggest misconceptions I thought going into college. Like it would be like the military with how strict everything was, and if you don't do everything down to the perfect angle, perfect number, then all hell is gonna break loose.
But then you got to think about it because you've heard and you've seen people that might have been in those types of environments. Like I feel like for us, like, it's just backstory. Like I went to my first years with the Clean State. Second, didn't play much, but my second year, this wasn't a good environment for me. And coach got fired after I entered the transfer portal. Last 2 years, where I met Cale.clt, obviously I didn't know I was gonna have a COVID year. COVID happened and was able to go. So even if those went to Bob Jones for my last year, but even at those 3 different schools, kind of like you said that, it's gonna be like this, it's gonna be like that. Like coaches are different in some areas. In some areas they're very similar, very like identical. But in that regard, I think basketball has changed so much over the years. So the way people got coached 20 years ago is different than the way they're coached now. And when it comes to like conditioning and stuff like that, I mean, as you know, it's different depending on wherever it is.
And I think what Brian's trying to say also is like you're gonna adjust. So what you thought was hard in high school, when you get to college and y'all got preseason and stuff, it might be hard some days, but your body's gonna adjust, your mind's gonna adjust. And what you thought was once hard is now like it's just another day being a college athlete.
Yeah, and if you really enjoy what you do, even if like I've been in places where I necessarily wasn't happy with like minutes or certain situations, but when like you motivate yourself to a certain point where you're like actually just you want to have fun, but you're still like, I love what I'm doing. Like I love looking forward to the next season, to the next game. Practices you don't like, and that's another misconception I'm gonna hit on. Practices, we're gonna get on that. But all those other things, it's always something to look forward to, and you're happy about it. So just those experiences, like when I was going to the misconception thing for me in high school, like when I was in the process of getting recruited, and I was talking to people like advice, hey, what would be your advice? Hey, practice is where you earn the minutes. Hey, practice is where you get that PT. So like, I've been on both sides of the spectrum, right? I've been in a position like this. In this year, my last year was the year I really only played consistently, and I've been on both sides, like not playing and playing. And I've had teammates, and I've been that teammate that worked hard, grinded, did good in practice, did everything you need to say on and off the court. And that narrative that practice give you the minutes, I would say that's one of the biggest misconceptions. Coaches, get at me, cancel me, coaches. But too many times, bro, I ain't gonna be too long. Too many times, coaches, it's like an army of like coaches on Twitter. Like I'm not a college basketball player anymore, so I can go in on these coaches. It's like Twitter, in a sense, an army of coaches that, hey guys, if you don't do this, you can't play. And it'll be people that co-sign that same narrative when the reality is like, you got 15 dudes at practice. It's basketball. 15 dudes at practice. You gonna play 8 or 9 that you want, regardless of what happened at practice for some coaches. And it's like to put out that narrative to high schoolers and to young guys and to guys on your team that if you do a certain thing, you're gonna play. Why do that? I hate it because you think, oh man, I gotta do it. I gotta go crazy. I gotta do this in practice. And it happens, and it's like certain people can get away with certain stuff. It's what were you told versus what you experienced?
I say to kind of bring all that into one statement is in high school I thought that coaches, being humans, they would be genuine and, not lie to you and be honest with you. But as I learned, and like Brian doesn't like this statement, but people try to cover up bad stuff by saying it's a business. In college sports, football, volleyball, swimming, whatever, in college sports, like coaches, people are gonna lie to you. People are gonna not tell you the whole truth. People are gonna string you along, and that's one of the biggest things I think Brian's talking about that I learned too. Like people lie. People will lie to your face, behind your back, to you and your family's face, to another recruit. Like,
and bro, like we always say, bro. Let me cut you off. That is
Yeah.
one of the biggest decisions. You want to go into that more? That is one of the biggest decisions a high schooler, an individual make. College in general is a big decision for anybody. But playing college athletics, knowing where you're gonna spend the next 4 years, that is a huge decision. So if you tell me, Cale, we got a spot for you. We see you playing big minutes. We see you doing this for us next year. I expect that. 18, 17, 18 years old, I'm going off your word as a man or a woman, coaching. I'm going off of what you think and what you say to me. Like, that's the reason why I committed. Because you said you fit our system. You're going to play a lot. So when I get here, it's not saying I want to give it to me. But if I do everything I need to do, why, like, that's the part of the business.
It's like you said, like, we not saying that we or anybody should be given a spot, given half the game, given 30 minutes. But when you go out and recruit, because players aren't usually recruiting schools. You may have some guys who hit up certain coaches, but for the most part, recruiting is coaches and their staff recruiting players, kids. So you're recruiting me. You're I'm the fish. You're reeling me in. You're reeling me in. So I'm asking
you're pitching your school to me.
I'm asking you to hold up your end of the bargain. So why go out and say you're gonna play all this, yada yada yada, X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, when that's not the case. And like me and Brian were talking about the other day, I just don't see a point in it. Like, what is the point for some coaches to lie to guys and say, if you come here, let's just say you're gonna play a lot. That's really what it comes down to, like playing. Everybody wants to play. What is the point of telling the kid you're gonna come to your school and you're gonna play a lot, and the kid gets there and has multiple DNPs, which for some of y'all that don't know means did not play, does not play. Like, it is no point to have a kid that you're not going to play at all on the team. And last point, I call it a foregone conclusion. That means no matter what happens, no matter what that kid doesn't practice, that athlete doesn't practice, what they do in the game, what their position that they're competing minutes for does in the game or in practice, that athlete is not playing. But like I said, what is the point of lying to kids or athletes and saying you're going to play if you come here, and then when you get there, you don't play them at all? Because you can save their time by having them go to the school, save yourself time by having one less person to worry about. Like, it's just weird. And as Brian said it before, it's like all coaches have the same playbook. We're going to get more people than we need and not play half the team.
Yeah. And it's, bro, Cale gets tired of me saying, well, I don't know if he gets tired of me saying it, but I say this a lot, but I'm about to say to you guys. I love you, perspective, but I love you guys. But a lot of times coaches have said it, and I know I haven't played every sport. I played basketball and track in college. But I've heard a lot of coaches say, hey, this, sports, playing this gets you prepared for life. Which, granted, I feel like that is a two-pronged response to that, right?
Say it.
But one, if you want to be a doctor, lawyer, any career you have, even if you're working from home, you're going to always have to work as a team. Cohesive. Like, being an athlete working as a team, you're in a sense paired with people that you might not have been paired with if it wasn't for basketball, if it wasn't for track, if it wasn't for football. So, like, I already got 14 people that I'm already connected with before I get on campus. That's pretty cool, but also I'm just being real. I mean, it's guys that I have no problem with, no issues with, never spoke to again once I left that school and once we stopped playing. Nothing wrong with that. It's just I wouldn't have been your associate if we didn't play basketball. Granted, that's the good part. The bad part about is life. If I work 50 hours a week, it's payday. I get paid, just say this job is graciously pays me every week. That doesn't happen in America. I get paid every week.
2 times a week.
He said, what?
Tuesday,
let's keep it. Once a week you get paid. I work 50 hours that week. It's payday. Oh, well, basketball said it's supposed to teach me about life or football, whatever. You do all this practicing, you do all this workouts, you do all that. And it's game time. That's payday. So coaches, in a sense, would get mad. Oh, why all y'all care about playing time? That's what we all here. Like it baffles me to a certain extent when it's kind of like when teachers will say, oh, all y'all care about is grades. Well, grades help people get placements in college, awards or GPA, all that type of stuff. So it's like that's my biggest thing when I hated it with a passion, but like that narrative that always prepare you for life. Life teaches me I put work in and I do certain things I need to do. I get rewarded for it versus something, I can go on for days.
I got 2 points to make. The first one is if you could show me a job where you work, like Brian said, 40 plus hours a week, and on payday you never get paid, don't get paid at all. Show me a job like that in America. And if you can, to me, Brian, you know what I'm about to say. It sounds like exploitation or slavery. We currently don't have that in America. I'm pretty sure we don't have slavery anymore. So there is no job out there that someone's going to go get where they work every week and on payday on Friday when everybody else get paid, they get zero. Secondly, I lost my train of thought. You got it. I lost my train of thought. When it comes back to me,
it's cool. It's cool because like I said, I've been on both sides of the spectrum. For 4 years, really didn't get to play consistently. And like I said, if anybody want to look me up, just look up Brian Sims, Clayton State. Like, just look me up. I can't get into all the numbers. It's a lot. But that's just the part for me that was like, we understand, and I said this to Cale earlier today, like, no one will ever get the amount of minutes in terms of athletics, the amount of minutes, the amount of shots, the amount of opportunities that they want. If it was up to everybody would want to be the star player. Or, you know, people are great at their roles, but if it was up to everybody else, if you gave somebody an A and a B option to say, hey, would you want to average this amount of minutes, this amount of points, and just say it was more and less, and you were in high school, you want the more. Like, you grind and you work out for the more. You're able and you're willing to accept the role, but everybody wants to have the optimal minutes and opportunity for themselves. So that's not selfish. And like we said, it's good to have a mindset of, I want to be confident in myself. But why, from a coach's standpoint, if an athlete meets with a coach or talks with a coach about playing time, it's a problem. Because for one, if you only want to play 9-10 players, don't have that many players on your roster. But oh wait, that goes to GPA, and we got to have a good look from the athletic department.
And it's
that's like political side.
I remember what I wanted to say. We can definitely get back to the political side because I got some great comparisons for that.
Go ahead.
Unpopular opinion, cold take: coaches should not hold athletes wanting to play more against them. Unpopular opinion, cold take:
cancel him.
Coaches should not hold athletes wanting to play more against them. For one, especially in college, like high school is a little different because, you know, we all kids and, you know, I happen to go to this school because I live here, my parents live here, yada, yada. But college, like, you recruited me here. And what is coach going to say? I'm paying you to be here, scholarship. Like, it's the real one now. You grown. You're not in high school no more. So we all here for a reason at the end of the day. Like, you should not hold me, and that's why you recruited me here, but you should not hold me wanting to play more against me. And it's like I told, you know, me and one of my old coaches at one of my old schools, I had this conversation years ago when I had gotten to a little bit of hot water. I said, you cannot show me one player ever that has said, you know what, I want to play less. From a guy, you know, in college basketball, the game is 40 minutes. It's guys out there that play 35 minutes a game, and they're going to say, I want to play more. Like so it's like if the guy who plays 90% of the game wants to play more, then imagine how everybody else that doesn't play that feels. Like, everybody wants to play, and I don't know why that's a bad thing. Like, how do you hold me wanting to compete in my sport that I, like you Brian said, do preseason every day? I'm waking up early. I'm sore. I'm still getting up, grinding, doing what you're asking me, doing more than I thought I could. All to, when it comes down to what really matters, which is the game, not getting in at all or play 2 minutes, 5 minutes.
And Kel, we don't even hit on the fact. 2 things. For one, in my experience playing 5 years of college basketball, 1 year out of those 5, I had a team that was over 500. So basically, I had one team to where we won more games than we lost in 5 years. So, newsflash, coaches, things weren't in a sense working the way that you thought they were working. So I bring up Alabama. I love Alabama. Roll Tide. An individual on that team, on the undefeated national championship team, obviously still wants to play, still grinds just as hard as the next 5-star, the next 4-star by his side. In a sense, that situation is kind of, I'm not saying it's different because you still want explanation, but if you're on a team and y'all are number 1 ranked, everything's in a sense perfect with the guys going, it's just, you know, maybe you just have to get better. But I feel like it's easier to live in that mindset to say, well, hey, I'm just on the best team in the nation. Maybe my time will be next year or whatever. And I don't fault people for transferring because I did. And I don't fault this generation in general because a lot of times you hear, oh, the transfer portal is ruining college basketball or these athletes don't want to sit and work. Our generation realizes we don't want to be places where we're unhappy. And that's fine. Just like a coach could leave mid-season, if an athlete wants a better opportunity for himself and his family, he or she should be able to go to that school, transfer, weigh their options out because that's how life works. Life is about opportunity. It's about maximizing that. And sometimes I think whether you're on a losing program or a winning program, you choosing yourself sometimes is seen as selfish. When in reality, we in a sense all do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And kind of going to what Brian said a minute ago, the political side of things, bro. And that's something I didn't really understand until I got to college, until I got like later on in college. It's just like sometimes in sports, you can be the better athlete, more skilled, more experienced, more everything. But just because of the way things go, with some coaches, you just not gonna get a fair chance. And a good example I think of is Kentucky basketball. Everybody knows Kentucky basketball. Coach Cal.
You love Coach Cal, don't you? You love him.
Unpopular opinion. I don't think Coach Cal is a good coach. Sue me, bite me, whatever.
Cal's the head coaches.
I don't think he's a good coach. I think he's very overrated. But anyways, a few years ago, Coach Cal had his son on the team, Brad Calipari, who was on his team at Kentucky. So Kentucky's probably one of the most known high major basketball programs in the country.
Blue blood.
And I looked it up while Brian was talking. His son averaged 15 points in high school. Now, I'm not saying that averaging 15 points is not good. I didn't even average 15 points in high school or college. I'm not saying it's not good, yada, yada, yada. But you take a guy, a 6-foot unathletic guy who averages 15 points. Do you honestly think he can go play at a top 3 powerhouse in the country? No, but because
I promise you, I'm signing my son. I don't care.
But because his dad is there, he has a roster spot at Kentucky. He's playing with lottery picks. Well, he's on the team with lottery picks. I don't think he played at Kentucky, but he's on the team.
He transferred actually to Detroit Mercy. I saw that.
But my point is, bro, a regular person that averages 15 points is not going to Kentucky. Like, that's when we're talking about the political things. There's somebody out there that was better than Brad Calipari, have averaged more points than him, was more skilled than him, more athletic than him, yada, yada, yada. But because that's his son, he has a spot there. And like Brian said, I mean, I'm not faulting the Calipari's son, but that's what we're saying. It's like sometimes, especially with sports, you may be more qualified and you may perform better, but you're just not gonna get a chance because of the way things are.
Bro, and it's crazy how that ties in perfectly to Deion Sanders' statement about certain positions or certain people from certain situations of their household being able to get certain. To me, that gets into the politics of sports in general, right? Like, we all know that if you're an athlete, or you're not, just people call it the dog mentality. Like, whatever sport you play, he has that dog mentality. Look at the way he plays defense. Look at the way he does this. Politically, and Deion Sanders, which I love Deion Sanders, but this statement, I couldn't really rock with him on this. Basically, for him, recruiting his football team says, if you're a certain position, like whether you're an offensive player or defensive player, I need my defensive player to come from a household of a single parent, lower income, but I want my quarterback, my offensive lineman to come from a 2-parent household. So it's like you got a coach who, one of the most popular African-American coaches in the country, if not the most popular African-American coach in the country, says this publicly. This has to be a narrative known across all levels, all divisions. Like, that's high Division I level. But just think about Division II, Cale. Just think about it. No matter, and it's not saying it's a lot when people say I got a full ride, but if someone comes from a certain household and they apply for the FAFSA, so FAFSA, you're going to get financial aid regardless of, in a sense, what you might be getting from other sports. So it's like that narrative, in a sense, is kind of, I guess it's promoted because people like a story. And that story, and I'm not going to say his name, but we had a teammate our junior year that had an individual in his family that passed away, and our school did a story on it. Why is our trauma as athletes or as individuals, like, why is that seen as newsworthy?
Let me butt in just real quick.
Yeah, you got it.
That's all I got to say real quick. Brian hates this on draft days when they always a player about somebody that is no longer with them. Brian hates that. That's all I had to say. You got it, bro. Go ahead. That's all I had to say. Brian hates that on draft days.
But it's like, why is that newsworthy? And it ties so much into, like, whether what household you come from. Oh, this individual doesn't deserve this opportunity because of who his parents are, or this individual deserves this opportunity or needs opportunity, or let's highlight this story because he's been through something. Can we keep it strictly about ball? It's too much that goes on with, like I said, we could be reaching now or we could be speaking facts. Y'all let us know in the comments. But it's so much other stuff outside of the field, the track, the court that goes on that is coming onto the court. And I feel like nowadays, I gotta hold these athletes accountable too. As athletes, your social media or your presence online, you kind of want to portray that facade that, yeah, I did come from the trenches, or I did come from this. It's nothing wrong. I promise you guys. I promise you. I come from a great two-parent household. Look at me, guys. There's nothing wrong with coming from a two-parent household. Nobody controls who they're born into. You know, I'm a spiritual person. God chooses our path, and we have to live it and trust Him on our way. Okay, but that facade, I blame the athletes, but coaches, in a sense, force athletes to make it feel like they have to be something when they're not. Like, you go to a lot of athletes' bio or this, they got to post, long live somebody. Or it's like, you can commemorate and recognize someone else, someone in your life that's passed in a lot of different ways. And that way is one of them. But when you use that as a facade to portray something that's related to your basketball or your football game, you're not even keeping it about the sport. It's getting political. And now I'm a dog because I came, like, bro, you live on the hills. Like,
what he's saying is, he's not saying that, to be blunt, he's not saying just shut up and dribble. He's not saying we only care about athletes for their sports. He is strictly talking about using trauma to elevate in the world. Using, I lost somebody last year around this time, or reporters who as Brian says in his words, this is the best day of my life, one of the best days of my life, getting drafted to the league. I've been chasing my whole life. So at the climax of my young life, you asked me about one of the lowest points of my life, such as someone passing, somebody I know getting hurt last year. Like, that's what he's saying. Don't use it. Don't try to use your trauma to showboat around, yada, 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 or act like you got more trauma than what you have. And also, reporters, coaches, stop speaking that out of people.
Get another story.
Yeah, you should care about how they're past that now, or how, that happened. But hey, we're not going to bring that up every time a good moment happens. There's something happened years ago.
It's different because I know Anthony Edwards, when he got drafted, he had his a picture of his mother, his grandmother, who passed away on the couch. Now, an athlete that wants to share their story, but like the individual that was my teammate, felt very uncomfortable when the school reached out to him to share his story. And I know he's not one of the only ones that feels uncomfortable when a part of his life is used to define him versus, I'm more than an athlete, but don't let my trauma define me. I have passion. I have a business, or I have things. I like photography. I like to go hiking, like other stuff like that. It's other stuff you can find out about me and my life versus, hey, what bad happened to you? Did anyone in your, like, come on now, like, everyone's experiences trauma, but don't let that define us as an athlete. And it's like, getting back to that coach-player relationship thing, like, it's about trust. Coaches always say, I got to trust you. As a player, I might not always trust you either, because like Cale mentioned earlier, you say things to bring me here. My family, you look my family in the eye and say, your son is this, your daughter is this, we want him to do this. And then when I get on campus, things will happen. And you start saying, well, we're going to get you in. We're going to start using you more. And it's like, I said this earlier, I feel like some coaches, to a certain extent, either say things to be an ultimatum, or to, in a sense, have you looking forward to a lot of other things. So I either just tell you one thing, end it right there, or I say, hey, you know what? Just keep working, and next game we'll see how that goes.
And I mean, I feel like a lot of coaches, people can know when they do something wrong. Man, woman, CEO, janitor, people know when they do something wrong. I feel like a lot of coaches know when they, F over a player, they did them wrong. That's why coaches, me and Brian have experiences too. Halftime of a game, hey, be ready. Hated that. Before a game, texting you, hey, Brian, we're going to need you a lot tomorrow, be ready. Because coaches know they do players wrong. And, man, I lied to them. I did them wrong. So let me just go up and say something to them, because now I'm nervous. Now I'm wondering what they're thinking about me. So it's just funny, bro. But you avoid all that by being honest. And it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of manipulative, too. Like, these coaches some coaches have been coaches for 20, 30 years, 50, 60 years old. And so you talk to a 16, 17, 18-year-old and tell them and lie to them to get them to come to your school, like you a manipulator. Like that's not even cool, bro. You 3 times this person's age and are manipulating them to come to your school and help you out, even though they're not gonna live out their dreams, so to speak, because you're not gonna play them at all. And I can speak to this too. My last point, it don't change the older you get. I'm a grad transfer, and I feel like there were certain things I was lied to about in my school, and I'm 22 years old. Like Brian said, we got an extra year. I've been playing college basketball for 5 years, so it's like it don't change with age. How coaches will talk to you or treat you. Like if a coach want to lie to you, they're gonna lie to you, regardless of your status, age, whatever.
And then the sad part about all of that, what we're saying is the business side, which I feel like you learn more about yourself in times where it's the hardest. So, they always talk about character. It's hard to in a sense want to feel like doing the right thing when it feels like everything's against you. So in this instance for basketball, in our experience, whether you play, whether you don't play, you're expected to be a good teammate. And I hear that phrase so much. Whether you're starting or whether you're not playing, everybody should be a good teammate. But it's expected, and you brought this up, it's expected for people that might not have as much opportunity on the court to have the highest character, to have the highest energy.
Now, let me get it.
I can say this now. You got it after this. I can say this now. I loved all my teammates. I wish the best for them in their success when they were on the court and they were playing. But at times when I was playing, I was always up cheering. I didn't enjoy doing it. A lot of that was to distract me from my reality. I'm genuinely happy for my teammates, but in reality, I'm thinking to myself, like, I hate this situation I'm in. Like, I'm going to clap, I'm going to cheer because that's my personality. Like, I really want someone to succeed. But some people might see my happiness or see this, in a sense, this act, because I'm not going to be real with you guys. It's sometimes you do not feel like cheering or you not feel like, and it's nothing against your teammate, it's because of your situation. But you're expected to be a good teammate. You're expected to show good energy. And sometimes that expectancy and what they see shows, okay, maybe he's content with his position. No, I'm just not a hater.
I mean, he said it perfectly. Like, and again, another unpopular opinion, Cole take. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with being selfish. I selfishly want to do what I came here to do, which is play my sport. Obviously, like Brian said, we love our teammates, especially the team I was with this year. This is the most fun I've ever had in college basketball. We got a real, close group of guys. Like, I love. I get what you're saying now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
real close group of guys. I love my teammates, but it's like Brian said. Some points in the game, like I'm being a good teammate, but that's not something I wanted. I'm not saying I don't want to be a good teammate, but it's in a sense a forced act. When they stood above from us and scoring us, I got to get up and cheer, like, come on, it's good. But deep down inside, it's like, man, I'm mad because my team's losing.
But we be like, Vince, get active. Why the bench so quiet?
Yep. Like, we're not saying we don't want to be good teammates. We do, and we are, but part of that is putting on an act. You have to act like things are good when they're not. That's what we're saying. So when your team gets scored on, when your team does some dumb shit, throws the ball away, throws a pick, stuff like that, gets blocked, you have to act like it's fine. Like, that's what we're saying, bro. We love our team and stuff, but being a good teammate, a lot of that is acting and goes against what you naturally feel. And last point, one of my last points, we talk about playing time and stuff. It would be an easier pill to swallow if you're not playing, if your team is winning. And I know Brian can talk about this, especially, he's an Alabama football fan. But if I'm the fifth string at Alabama, but I got a ring on half my hand every year, okay, I can take not playing as much. But when you losing and you're not playing, it's a double whammy, man.
It's a hard pill to swallow. But yeah, man, it's like
double whammy.
And we're not bitter. We're not bashing college athletics. Like I enjoy my time. Like I said, this year I averaged like 25 minutes where I was at, and I had a good experience. But it's just a lot of things I would say that go on in college athletics. It's not one size fits all, and I feel like from a coach's standpoint, even the narrative of having 8 or 9 guys to play for basketball is like, why is it like that? Who made that rule? And that's the thing that we always challenge, like especially on perspective. Just who made these rules and these things to say that, hey, this is the standard. This is what good basketball is, or this is, like, who made that standard? Not saying it isn't necessarily wrong, but if somebody like us were to question it, is that okay? So I think the last misconception that I feel like we had in high school, and I think I had a little bit, is like, it's either D1 or bust. Like, it's either you gotta go to the highest level, but like playing and running on Division 2 and not Division 3 level. Like, you see Division 1 athletes everywhere, and I mean, I feel like we're Division 1 athletes. It's just not enough spots there is athletes. Like, it's always gonna be guys, girls that get snubbed, that don't get offers because it's just way too many athletes.
Brad Calipari.
Brad Calipari. It's a lot of Brad Calipari. And like I said, I mean, Division 1, you get back to the politics conversation. They have, the 13 fulls for Division 1 for basketball, and those other spots are to walk on. So the guys that they call them the GPA boosters. I was once called a GPA booster by my coach to my face. That kind of hurts. My first school, Clean State. You can look him up. I won't say his name, but it's like that. Those types of things. I feel like after playing in it, and even playing the exhibitions against D1 teams and competing pretty well, like, you see that the biggest difference is facilities, resources,
money.
Oh my gosh, money. We can talk about this forever, but that's one of the biggest. But athletically, Division 2 level is size. D1, you got 6'4" point guards, and D2 you got 6'4" 4-man.
And it's like, I'll say this too about D1 and D2. There's a higher skill gap in there's a lower skill gap in D2. In D1, you literally, especially, we play basketball, so respect you talking about basketball. You would literally have an NBA player on your team, or planning to get that a future NBA player. You would have that on the court, and you also have a Brad Calipari, somebody who is there.
What you got against Brad, bro? Brad is just catching strays, Brad. If you're watching this, Brad,
I'm just saying, like, in D1 basketball, there's a lower. There's a bigger skill.
There's a bigger skill gap, yeah.
Because you have literal lottery picks on the court, and then you have GPA boosters, guys who are not going to touch the court. Whereas in D2, personally, I feel like it's a lower skill gap. Everybody in D2 can hoop, and as we've seen in previous years, D2s have competed and beat D1s. Go back to Vernon Carey's freshman year at Duke. They lost to D2. A D2 outscored them by 3 points. I think it was like 92-89. You can look it up. Vernon Carey's first year at Duke, they lost to a D2.
I know Louisville lost to Lenore Ryan last year.
Yep, Louisville had a terrible season. Louisville lost to a D2 this past year. There was another D2. I think it was called like Valparaiso. They beat a D1 2 years ago. Like, and it's not just about beating D1s. It's about competing. My school, Tiffin, we played a D1 Butler University. We played them this year. We lost to them by 10. And it's like, if you give a school 3 to 4 extra months, 10 times, not even close. Butler has some nice facilities. 10 times, 20 times better facilities. 10 times the staff, 10 times the preparation, 10 times everything, cab, food, dorms. You should blow every school out that is not on the same level as you. That's why we get frustrated, when people say, I've heard it before. I'm 7 foot tall and people clown me for going D2. I'm like, bro, it's some D2 hoopers that would bust anybody you could think of. D1, professionals, JUCOs. Put these high school kids, or put people who talk junk about non-D1 players in the gym with them, they will get busted every day of the week.
Well, like I said, I'll go into the gym proudly, and I know this. Like, I was Division 2 most of my career, but Division 3 now. So I'll be in the gym hooping, and they're like, "What school you go to?" And I'll tell them the school, "Oh, that's D1, no, that's D3." And it's like, well, like, I know you saw that. Like, it was either last year, it was like a tweet that went viral, and it was people saying, like, you get some of the top D2, D3, NAIA, JUCO guys in the gym against regular high schoolers, they're going to get a good perspective on what college basketball really is. Because, like, as you know, it's more than grades, but, like, it's just – and then I feel for the high schoolers. I feel for the high schoolers because you got guys like me and you that got an extra year, so we transfer, so it makes it even harder to go to school. So
I'll say like this. My freshman and sophomore year, I had the opportunity to play against somebody named Jordan Floyd. Jordan Floyd led all three. I went to a D2. Jordan Floyd led all 3 divisions in scoring: D1, D2, and D3. He averaged 30 points a game, and he was a D2 guard at a school in Tennessee.
And bro,
So
crazy, he was efficient, bro.
he was efficient, and he had two, I don't want to say stints, but two opportunities with the Lakers for the summer league team that didn't work out. I'm pretty sure he's overseas now. But that right there should give you a perfect example. He's a D2 player who averages more than your favorite D1 player. Averages
Fact.
more than the guys you watch on primetime TV. He averages 30 at a D2. Like that right there is a perfect example. I feel like.
And then just think about it, like we talk about the skill gap. Put that skill that he had on a Power Five team with a better wing. So you can't double, you can't triple, and people complain about how much he got to the line, but in reality, it's like if you stopped him, you won. But if you didn't, you lost. Like he's gonna give you 40, 50. Like it was amazing to watch. Like it was ironic because I didn't play that game he was in. Nobody could stop him. But like just seeing it, and then we bring up another Division II guy, Emmanuel Terry.
My ET.
And he has some pretty good big games in the league. We love ET, man. Shout out to ET. But Lincoln Memorial stud, defensive player of the year, national player of the year, I think. Like, and it just go to show you he could be on any Division I team that he wanted to be on. And then, bro, just think, Bellarmine, Queens have recently just switched to D1, and they're doing pretty good. Yeah. Like Queens is doing pretty good. So it's like that goes to show you. And I feel like scouts, professionals need to stop, in a sense, professional organizations, because you hinder people when they feel like I only got to go a certain level to get to the NBA. And I mean, Emmanuel Terry went to the NBA from Lincoln Memorial. I think he's overseas now, if I'm not mistaken. Jordan Floyd was on the summer league, but it's like you either got to D1. If you're the right name, you can float whether being above average. If you're Division II, to get a summer league invite, you got to either be the best or one of the best players in Division II basketball. And that's not fair.
The players renamed were D2 players. One of them led all three divisions in scoring. That's pretty rare. And one of them was player of the year in the whole division.
Yeah. It's like freak of nature. ET was a freak of nature. Like I saw one of his highlights because the school, like Lee's Credit School I was transferring to, they talked about him. And first highlight, he jumped over dude, catch a lob. It's like, excuse me?
I had an opportunity to see him on a visit, see him play in person.
So you didn't play against him?
No, I didn't. But
okay,
he was a senior.
Good for you.
Yeah, he was a senior my senior year of high school. So I saw him on a visit. I was like, man, I got to guard somebody like that in a few months. Yeah, let me go ahead.
Yeah, and that's just, I feel like people are getting exposed to it now because these conversations we have now about how good the levels are talked about. And then, a guy like Jay Scrub, who was drafted straight from JUCO, it's good basketball everywhere. And I think it starts from the top. I mean, until you start seeing guys that get drafted Division II consistently in the lottery, you'll still have high schoolers that feel like, if I want to, I mean, I had dreams of the NBA, everyone in a sense does. You love basketball. Like, you see D1 guys get drafted or overseas international players, all you think, okay, if I want to go to the NBA, I got to go D1. And if I don't go D1, then I got to go overseas. And it's like,
and
do you really get the best basketball players if you're only getting them from one pool? Yeah, that's all we're asking.
I definitely want to touch on that too, but it's weird. It's like back in the day, you had some people who were good enough to go straight to the league from high school. Now you got people clowning people who play D2. It's like, how do you not clown a high schooler, but you clown somebody who actually went to college? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you're not clowning somebody, a 16, 17-year-old who went straight to the league or trying to go to the NBA, but you're going to clown a 20-year-old who then been in college, played against grown men, improved their game more. Like, it's just weird. And like you said, how can you truly say as an organization, we looking for the best talent available when you only pick from two places, D1 and overseas? You don't look at any JUCO players, any D2 players. You look at two places, D1 and overseas. How can you truly say you're getting the best value, the best quality players?
And you get some top guys that go from from D2 to like the G League, and they might get a two-way contract. It's a guy, I can't think of his name, from Alabama Huntsville. Oh yeah, Josh McGetty. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but I'm from Alabama, so I know about him. But he came from Alabama Huntsville, a Division II, and plays in G League and played a little bit in the NBA. But it's like, you got to be the absolute one of the best. You got to lead in the category, like all that type of stuff. So all we're saying with this is just wrapping this portion up is like, it's good basketball, and I know football, like, and I run track too. So I've beaten plenty of I'm a Division II runner, but I've beaten plenty of Division I runners, and I've seen Division II runners like Trevor Bassett, Benjamin Azamati, all of those types of top runners really dominate on the Division II level, but also they dominate on the world level. So you want to go where you're comfortable, you want to go where the best fit is, and you want to go somewhere where you feel like you can succeed. And if a Division II, Division III, NAIA, NCCAA, if that type of school is the best for you, go there, succeed, thrive, have fun, make history. You know, be a big fish in a little pond. Like,
and
you know.
and it's weird too, because especially with high school kids, some high school kids get so attached to the D1 image and name, they would rather go to D1 and not play at all, literally never touch the court in a game. Then they go to the D2, and I'm not gonna say be the man, but play, get experience. Like, why do I want to go somewhere and not play at all? Who cares if it's my dream school? I'm not even getting to do what I want to do. Like, but I can go to a D2 or go to a JUCO for a few years and actually get to compete and get better at my game. Like, it's like, what do you really care about more? Do you care about the clout that comes with going to a D1, or do you care about becoming a better athlete?
I mean, that clout is pretty nice. Hey, if you get the NIL sitting on the bench, that's pretty cool.
I'll take clout for my performance in my game rather than clout for my school.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. Everybody's different in what they want. But I feel like as an athlete, if I was to give advice to a younger athlete, this advice that I'm giving you is like, hey, it's misconceptions. Go where you want to go. Value somebody's word to an extent. Motivate yourself and know that there's talent everywhere. And if you want to go play professionally, it doesn't have to be one route, especially the way we see how things are changing. You never know. The NBA might come up with a new way to get to the league. Like, it's always got to be different, man. And we love the NBA. We love the NBA.
Yeah. Speaking of NBA, man.
Yeah. Speaking of NBA,
it's been some things going on in recent weeks. I know at the time of this recording, it's March 1st, March 2nd.
March 2nd.
KD's first game back was tonight versus the Hornets. God, oh my God.
What was the score?
I don't know, but as y'all know, KD.
I'm about to check the box score.
KD broke the basketball world again for the second time in his career again. A few weeks ago when he got traded to the Suns, and I'm pretty sure they got everybody back now. I know Booker came back a few weeks ago. KD's there now. No one else had any injuries. I mean, I know they traded Bridges and Cam Johnson, like some other guys, but I'm pretty sure the Suns are at full swing. So definitely exciting basketball now. I feel like the league is very competitive. I mean, besides LeBron, I think LeBron and Curry are the only two major players that are hurt. Besides that, I mean, everybody else is playing. So yeah.
How do you feel the Suns are doing the playoffs now that KD's added? Before you answer, I love CP3. I just don't trust him in the playoffs. He's not the Houston CP3 that he scoring wise, and I just feel like there's a lot of point guards in the West that can outplay CP3 now. He's still great, but what you think?
I mean, honestly, it's like I don't know if I.
He's the X factor. I promise you, he's the X factor.
Yeah,
I know what I'm gonna get from KD, D-Book, Aiden,
yes sir. I don't know if it's like I want to say CP's unmotivated, but it's like when you watch CP's first year in Phoenix when they first made that run, it's like he was killing. That's when Jokic won his first MVP. They swept them boys, got them out of there quick. Like CP was killing Jokic on the
Suns and 4. I remember that.
Yeah, versus the league's MVP. He don't win a game in the playoffs. Like got them boys out of there quick. So it's like I don't know.
You up 2-0 in the finals. Like they really were supposed to win. No, I wouldn't say he's not motivated. And it's not. I'm not really saying the age. I don't know.
It has to be motivation. It has to be this point. He done been there. He done been there so many times with his team, 2 or 3 times.
I mean, now you got one of the best, if not, you can arguably say, if not one of the best scorers in NBA history on your team. That has to motivate you because now, from the good thing about it is that takes pressure off of him. You don't have to be the second, third best scorer. You can be the fourth best scorer and be the primary assist man. But the West, man, it's just it go off matchups, bro. Because Sacramento is good, but I feel like they're like a hype regular season team that's gonna have a lot of excitement in the playoffs because they're there. They haven't been there since we were born. But I just don't feel like they'll be a type of team. But if Phoenix is matched up with the Clippers first round or the Nuggets first round, it's like
They getting Nuggets out of there. Nuggets
I love KD, but if Kawhi and PG healthy, and you know
you
my
think
boy
so?
Russ, bro,
You think so?
I got Clips in 7. Hey,
Bro,
y'all,
the Clippers.
P-Pod, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it first. Clippers in 7. If they play the Suns, I got the Clippers.
The Clippers been selling for years. They've been selling for years.
I don't trust Chris Paul. I don't trust Chris Paul.
I don't trust Kawhi and PG.
Playoff P gonna show up.
They ain't done nothing in 3 or 4 years.
The Suns have no bench. That's what you got to realize. They have no bench. They Mikal Bridges, oh my God, Cam Johnson, who doesn't miss. You lose that, so it's just like either KD, Book, Aiden, and Chris Paul gonna give you 100 a game, which they're capable of for 1 or 2 games. I just feel like the Clips, you got busy bones off the bench. Come on, man.
God, yeah. You got Mr. Triple Double. Yeah.
Don't stop with that Westbrook hate. I love Westbrook.
Yeah. My thing is like with the Clippers though, like y'all don't have 1, 2, 3, 4 years to do something now.
They ain't never had a Brody. They never had a Brody.
Man.
Watch out. Look, the Lakers plot twist. The Lakers not gonna make the playoffs. Russ will. He's gonna exceed like Laker Nation. Y'all did all of that. Get Russ out of here, and y'all not even gonna make the playoffs. Y'all gonna be watching Sacramento Kings on the TV while you like, oh well, if LeBron was healthier.
I saw tonight. LeBron had a boot on.
But how did he finish playing that game? Like he gonna look at Patrick Mahomes. You know what it's like playing with a broken ankle.
He took some ibuprofen and got back on the court.
I love LeBron.
It's like I don't trust the Nuggets either though. The Nuggets they gonna choke.
Nah, I don't trust the Nuggets.
The Nuggets and the Suns I see the same.
I just don't trust them, bro.
We talk about enough help.
We talk about the West, but the East, which we can get. You get it to your favorite team next.
Giannis. Best player in the league the past 4 or 5 years. Don't want to hear from nobody.
The East, man. Now, healthy Bucks team. We've already seen what Giannis could do. They're scary, but Boston looking really good. Cleveland looking really. It's just like it comes down to matchups. I feel like matchups and health is how the playoffs is. Even though people got superstars, super teams, if you match up with the wrong team at the wrong time, get to packing. Phoenix first round exit. Watch it. KD's gonna be on the line. He's gonna lose.
The top teams in the East have been the same for the past 3 or 4 years. Milwaukee, Boston, and Philly. It's been the same 3 teams dominating.
Forgot about Philly. Oh,
yeah.
So like you're gonna have a star-studded first round matchup on both sides.
Yeah, so you still got the Cavs and the Knicks in there too. I mean,
what's the top 8 right now?
In order: Milwaukee, Boston, Philly, Cleveland, New York. Knicks 1, Nets 2nd, Heat, and then Hawks.
Well, we know who at the bottom of the East.
Come on, bro. It's been like this. It's been like this every year, bro. It's been like this every year. Like,
well, I think you have a way to fix that. We're gonna call this segment Cale.clt.
Something like that, bro. I'm telling you.
Y'all at the bottom of the East, right?
We're second in front of Detroit. I mean, if that's saying anything,
bottom bowl, fight for the bottom.
Bro, growing up as a kid in Charlotte, I grew up during the Bobcat days and they had the worst record in NBA history.
With the orange uniforms?
Man, what? I think Paul Silas was the coach. Who was his name? Jared Wallace was there, and Mecca Okafor, bro. I have seen the worst NBA basketball in my life during that time, and they had the record for worst record in the NBA history.
Who's the best point of all time before you get into your list? Cardiac?
I think it's Kimba.
I was just checking your street cred.
He is the franchise all-time leading scorer, and I mean ever since 2002, he's been the reason anybody's bought a Hornets ticket besides LaMelo recently. It's got to be Kimba.
Okay.
But
how do you fix that?
As Brian was saying, I have a quick 1 to 5 year plan on how to get the Hornets a ring. I've been thinking about this for years. I'm telling you, bro. If the Hornets follow this plan I have set out, they can get a ring within 1 to 5 years. The Hornets GM,
Hornets
associate, if you listening to this, you can hire me. I'll take a little bit of credit. This part right here, you can get a ring in 1 to 5 years. All right. Starting off first, sorry, MJ. You got to get rid of MJ. I'm the new owner. Cale is the new owner. Maybe I can work out me getting the Jordan deal too. MJ is gone. MJ is gone. I don't know what is it about MJ that
your airness. Come on, man.
How is he one of the greatest, if not the greatest basketball player of all time? But he can't manage a team. Like, fire MJ.
Mason Plumlee.
Fire MJ. I'm gonna get on that in a minute too. Mason Plumlee and Cody Zeller. Fire MJ. Second thing, after you fire MJ and replace him with me and give me the Jordan deal, we got to get a new coach. Steve Clifford was there in the old days. I don't want nobody from the old Hornets, old Bobcat generation. I don't want them now on the new leaf we turning over. We got to get rid of MJ and Steve Clifford. On to the next part. We got to get a new coach. I want not a younger coach, but I want a coach I feel like is real good with player personalities and stuff, and maybe fit for a younger team. So a few coaches I have in mind. Willie Green, he's the current coach of the Pelicans. Pelicans are a pretty young team. McCollum's probably the most veteran player on that team. And I guess Ingram too, if you want to count him. But Willie Green of the Pelicans, Monty Williams, ironically of the Suns. I feel like he's a good coach. The Celtics coach who got into that Heat this past year, and Ty Lue. Those are a few coaches. I say Willie Green's probably the best fit because he's already with a young team in New Orleans. Man. It feels good to say this next part. Get rid of Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward.
Scary Terry.
They gave Gordon Hayward a max contract the year after he snapped his leg. Like, literally, that is rule number 1 of GM. You do not give a player a max deal off of an injury.
That's fact.
Terry Rozier was a 6th man in Boston when he got a max contract at the time. So Gordon Hayward's contract right now is $120 million. And
how many years?
4 years. And then Rozier's is 4 years, $96 million. Now that doesn't sound like a lot now because players nowadays have $200 million contracts. But at the time when they signed these were max contracts. So that 120 Gordon Hayward has now was 200 back then. Like, it was a max deal at the time. Same thing with Rozier. It was a max deal for his player and performance. You get rid of those two guys. That opens up roster spots and it gives us our money back. After this, so like Brian just said, we're pretty much the last team in the East. I mean, we've beaten Detroit if you want to count that. I looked at my mock draft a minute ago. As of right now, currently, March 2nd, the Hornets had the 4th pick in the draft. I'm sure they can get the number 1 pick if they really tried. Maybe trade a few draft picks, trade a few role players and not gonna play. They can easily get the number 1 pick. And with the number 1 pick, we get Wembanyama. We get LaMelo a pick and roll, pick and pop partner. So we got a new coach, a new owner. We done got rid of some bad contracts, got some money in so we can sign some big players. We got a nice 7'3". We don't know what he gonna turn into, but hey, we going all in on him. This next part, this is something I feel like has plagued the Hornets for years. We got to get a good wing player, man. I'm telling you, bro. I've been thinking about this for years. Miles Bridges was good. He's probably the best wing player they've had, I don't know, in a long time. Like, he was straight, but I mean, I feel like his ceiling, he definitely had more to give, but he got into some heat and he's not longer on the team. So I mean, some wing players I was thinking of, just for example, Harrison Barnes wouldn't be bad. Harrison Barnes is from Carolina. He went to Chapel Hill, so he wouldn't mind coming back home. Herb Jones plays for New Orleans from Alabama. He's a good defender, can hit threes, strong.
Yep.
Andrew Wiggins from the Warriors, he's got a ring now. Harrison Barnes and him both have rings, both play for the Warriors.
But didn't he just get a contract though?
He did, but this is a 1 to 5 year plan. And I'm thinking with us getting rid of Hayward and Rozier, Scary Terry, we got money to bring these guys in. So, you got to trust the process. So we get a good wing. Next on the list, we got to get a good scoring guard to help LaMelo. LaMelo, I do parlays and stuff. LaMelo has a triple-double almost every other night. We got to get somebody to help him with scoring those. We already got Wembanyama getting his 15 and 10, 20 and 10. We got Hayward or Barnes, getting another 15 to 20. Now we got to get another guard to help take the pressure off LaMelo and hit shots late and hit clutch buckets. Some young guys I was thinking of, again, we got money now and we got roster spots. Cam Thomas, CJ McCollum, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell will be like the climax, the apex of what we want to get.
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, 1 to 5 years. Now, I never thought I'd see him in Cleveland. And, I mean, if you play in Cleveland, you'll play anywhere. So, yeah,
If you play in Utah, you'll play anywhere. Say that.
Good point.
Hey, what about Jordan Clarkson?
See, I thought about him, but is Jordan Clarkson going to be a consistent 25 points every night? I think Clarkson.
You don't need 25 points with Wembanyama and LaMelo.
It's the Hornets, bro. They need all the help.
You need a guard to shoot and to space the floor.
I got Buddy Hield on here too. Buddy Hield would be nice on the bench.
I like that.
So
I like that.
so
Okay,
as of right
KLGM.
now, as of
Okay.
right now, we're slowly approaching the end of this list. As of right now, the starting five looks something like this in my 1 to 5 year plan. LaMelo at the 1, Donovan Mitchell at the 2, Harrison Barnes at the 3, PJ Washington at the 4, and Wembanyama at the 5. And I know y'all gonna get on PJ Washington, yada yada yada. 6'8", 220, good frame. I think when I checked earlier, he's top 15 in scoring for power forward. So he's obviously, putting the ball on the rim. He can be a good defender too, along with Donovan Mitchell and Wembanyama being 7'3". I mean, that's a pretty good defense. And then the last part of this 1 to 5 year plan is we got to get some veteran players. So I was thinking John Wall. John Wall's another Carolina guy. He's currently not on the team right now. His contract got bought out, so you can get him for dirt cheap. John Wall wouldn't be bad. I mentioned Harrison Barnes. He's a veteran player. Got rings to the Warriors. He can bring veteran leadership to the team and provide a 15 to 20 points per game. Other players like Al Horford. He'd be a good mentor for Wembanyama. Al Horford's another stretch big who can guard multiple positions. Been in the league a long time. Horford does not have a ring, but he's just a veteran. Players like that. I think Malcolm Brogdon wouldn't be bad too. Malcolm Brogdon probably wouldn't mind coming in and taking a pay cut to get
come off the bench.
Yeah, to get a ring like he's doing in Boston. I mean, and Malcolm Brogdon was the man, and he started off with the Bucks. Yeah, the Bucks. Yeah, he was good for the Bucks, and he took a backseat role in Boston. Another player I like is Robert Covington, but I mean, this is just my, I know I'm ranting right now, but that's my 1 to 5 year plan for the Hornets. You got LaMelo, Donovan Mitchell, Barnes, PJ Washington, Wembanyama. Me as the owner, maybe me as the coach and owner. Right. I don't see what's stopping it, bro. 1 to 5 years? I mean, come on now.
Man, look, you'll be the owner, the coach, and you might suit up a few games.
Why not?
Relieve Wembanyama when he gets tired.
And then it's like, bro, you got players like Mark Williams come off the bench who led the ACC in blocks. ACC, one of the most competitive leagues in college basketball. Like, come on, bro. They make it too easy. I tell you, that's why I think Michael Jordan's got to be self-sabotaging that franchise, bro. It's too easy. There's no way I should come up with this if Michael Jordan has it. It's too easy, bro.
Yeah. Why?
It's got to be payback for all them years.
They'll draft. If they get them one, they'll draft Scoot Henderson. No offense to Scoot, but they wouldn't even pick up the best player on the board.
They draft Cody Zeller with the number 3 pick. He was the number 3 pick when he was drafted.
Who else was in that draft?
Giannis, Rudy Gobert. I think McCollum was in that draft. Like, it's just too easy, bro. It's too easy, bro. I'm taking Gobert over Cody Zeller. I don't want to hear nobody else. Giannis, nobody really knew what he was going to do. I'm taking Gobert over Cody Zeller. Like, the Hornets draft bad players, and they draft good players, don't play them. Like, God, they make it too easy, bro.
Well, folks, we see who he's passionate about. Now, I know all he just said. That ain't going to happen. Okay? Clippers in 7. That's all I got to say.
But, yeah, man, talking about my passion with the Hornets, we can move on to some other NBA topics, bro. So, it's a little bit after All-Star break, March 2nd. We can go ahead and get into some mid-season predictions on the award finalists for this year. And, I mean, do you want to start, man? You want me to go first? How you want to do it?
We got Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't discuss this, so I don't know what you're going to say. But I'm going to go Paolo, man. Obviously, he wasn't dealt the best organization, but I feel like I think the other day they said it was his 30th 20-point game. So he's doing a lot of.
Yeah, and the last Orlando Magic to do that was Shaq. So I saw that stat too. They said the last one to do that was Shaquille O'Neal. So I gotta agree with that, man. I mean,
it's like wherever they're ranked at the East, it's like I just don't like organizations that feel like they just got to keep building from the draft. Like you're not gonna.
And I mean, it's like I had somewhat higher hopes for Jabari Smith, but I think Houston is just so bad. It's like go ahead and look forward. Go ahead and look forward to next year. But yeah, I
thought Silas would do a better job than that, but it's just
they so young, bro.
It's like, the culture.
I mean, they're younger than us, and they in the NBA playing against LeBron and Embiid and Giannis. I mean,
you have young players that succeed in the league. It's just I feel like you at a certain organization, you at a certain city. I mean, yeah. I think it's the reason why Harden wanted to get out of there. Like it's just
they said he might go back.
Nah, he ain't going back.
They said he's not turning it down.
They say a lot of things. I don't know who they is.
I've been saying stuff about players for years now, and it's never been recorded. Let me go ahead and say this now. If the Sixers don't make it far this year in the playoffs, I can see Harden go back to Houston next year. You heard it here first. I've been calling stuff out for the past 5 years. No one believes me. If the Sixers don't go deep this year in the playoffs, Harden's leaving and going back to Houston.
But
Shake your head.
you're not gonna win there. I feel like that could be valid, but you're not gonna win anything in Houston other than
But
going to clubs and Travis Scott concerts.
you didn't win anything in Brooklyn or Philly. Just saying.
You heard it here first. When it happens, I'm gonna be like, I knew it. I told you. I knew it.
I've been right the past years. It's crazy. All right, on to the next one. We can do 6 men of the year. You know, I think I don't know. I mean, it's like
you don't want to hear my answer.
Do you count Westbrook as a 6 man?
Oh, that's my guy. We did not talk about this. I was up to say that.
Like I see some lists counting him, but it's like he's probably gonna start in LA, ironically. And with the Clippers, it's like, how does that work? Yeah. Do you have to be a 6 man for 41 games out of the 82? Like, if he counts as a 6 man, I'll say he's 6 man of the year if he counts. If he doesn't count,
I was gonna say that too.
If he doesn't count, I say Malcolm Brogdon.
What's he averaging?
Brogdon, I don't know, but I know he's had a few high scoring games this year, and he's on a good team. But I mean, it's like, how is a Hall of Famer not the 6 man of the year?
Yeah. Do you think he would take? Well, I think Russ is pretty humble, but do you think he would take that award as like, kind of like,
bro,
why did you get that award?
You win MVP and 6 man of the
year.
year.
I'm not saying that's a battle. I'm just saying for Russell Westbrook.
I'm taking it as I'm probably the only player in NBA history to ever have both of these awards.
That's fact.
Well, I guess Harden has it too.
Harden, oh yeah, when he's OKC, killer.
But I mean, it's like I don't know if I could see Westbrook not starting it with the Clippers. I mean,
no, he was starting. He's starting now.
Yeah. Go Clips.
Oh, we got MIP next.
Most improved, yeah. I'll say my first. I want to say marketing, but I don't know. But I feel like it's Shy. Shy's been going stupid, bro.
Excuse me? Both of those are wrong.
Who?
Tyrese Halliburton.
No.
Tyrese Halliburton, come on, bro.
Because he's leading the league.
Most improved. Shy is
been good. Marketing? Who would have thought marketing on
I feel like Halliburton improved more. I feel like Halliburton just improved more, bro. I feel like he improved more. Is
Halliburton the undisputed man?
He averages 20 and 10, bro. Huh?
Is Halliburton the undisputed man on his team?
No. One of those men, but not. He averages 20 and 10, bro. Like he's affecting the game. He's super efficient.
I mean, marketing averaged 25 and 9. I mean,
But I'm saying market. If we're going off of most improved, like you can't always look at stats. You gotta look at like where he was last year with the Kings versus how he is now. It's like,
I mean, but what was it last year? Halliburton's first year?
Yeah.
Or was it second year?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'll say marketing because I honestly kind of feel like after, Chicago, I feel like he kind of fell off the map a little bit. Like I feel like he was kind of another foreign dude who didn't pan out, and this year he just completely. I mean, becoming an all-star.
It's his third year.
Okay. Becoming an all-star, I mean, I don't think anybody saw Lauri Markkanen being an all-star this year.
Okay. I'm still sticking on mine, but you bring up valid points. About marketing. Yeah, I like Halliburton off of that. And he's proven that he can shoot that 3 ball too.
Oh, he's played for multiple teams, the Cavs, the Bulls, and Utah now. Yeah, so 3 teams and
somebody
4 or 5
Charlotte
years.
would love to have right there in marketing.
I'm not sold on him. Don't do it, Charlotte. Don't.
Okay.
Don't.
What's the next award?
We talked about my 1 to 5 year plan. Marketing was not in that. We can go ahead and get the big one out the way. MVP, best player for the past 3 to 4 or 5 years running.
That's hard, bro. That's hard.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's not hard. The best player for the past 3 to 4 or 5 years running. Give it to him again. Don't give it to Jokic. Don't give it to Jokic. I don't know how he got back to back. Give it to Giannis.
They're gonna want to give it to Jokic 3 times. Wouldn't that be the first time ever?
A 3-peat? Probably not.
Because then it'll be like you have your Kobe fans, LeBron fans. Everybody will be like, now y'all know y'all could have gave LeBron MVP 3 years in a row.
Yeah,
y'all know y'all could have gave Kobe MVP 3 years in a row. It's just like
I get Jokic is dominant, but it's like just the way Giannis plays. Like, bro, there was a clip last night. he
So
done definitely
what about Tatum? What
no,
do you think? What do you
not
think he
in
ranks?
no, not in the
No,
comparison.
don't say no like that. Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that.
No,
He's the
no.
second team in the East,
Giannis is first.
bro. They're gonna. I'm just saying this. I don't
Giannis
feel
is
like he
first.
should be, but Jokic is gonna win 3 times in a row, bro. NBA loves stories. They love stories, bro. They love
Yeah,
it. You know
I
they
don't know,
do.
bro. It's like when I'm thinking of the most dominant player, the most impactful player in the league this year, or yeah, this year. I'm thinking of Giannis. Jokic is up there, but it's like again, bro. With Jokic when he first
He averages 25, 12, and 10,
I
bro.
know triple double. Westbrook averaged that, and they say it doesn't matter no more. But when you think of dominant, bro, you cannot be the MVP in the league. And like I said earlier in the podcast, you got swept in the first round 2 years ago when you won your first MVP. That's not an MVP to me. You're not the most valuable player in the league. I don't care if your teammates hurt. You are not the most valuable player in the entire NBA if you do not win one game in the playoffs.
Well, right, one of these websites got ranked. Fox Sports got Jokic #1, Embiid #2, and then Giannis #3.
I'll take Embiid over Jokic, but Jokic, bro, no, you haven't won. You lose every year in the
I feel like
playoffs
Embiid should have won last year.
instead of Jokic. I'll take that.
Yeah,
You're not getting swept at MVP. No,
it's crazy
not a
because
close.
Jokic went second round, and he's possibly gonna get 3 MVPs. That's crazy.
Yep, yep.
What's the last one?
We can do defensive player of the years. I'll do mine first. I'll say Claxton. For Claxton to be an undersized big, I mean, 6'9", 6'10", my height, and out there doing
I'm
what he
about to look
does.
some up. See.
I mean, Jared Jackson averages more blocks, but I'll say Claxton. I don't know. Jared Jackson styles too much for me to be considered a good defender. Like you got to be able to guard without fouling. So you can be in the end of the games to guard the best players. I like Claxton, bro.
I don't really know who I like. I'm trying to think.
I mean, right now I'm looking up players who lead in the league in blocks and stuff, but I like Claxton.
What is blocks only defensive?
Dang, Halliburton top 3 in steals? Well, you might be onto something, Brian.
You heard it here first.
There you go.
I don't really know. I'll go Brooke Lopez, Jaren Jackson,
I do like how
Adebayo.
These awards are going more towards the big. MVP going towards big.
But honestly, bro, just because you're
going
a
towards
good
big.
shot blocker doesn't mean you're a good, in a sense, defender. Like it used to seem like when Jordan won his, one of the best all around players. Basketball is on both sides of the court, so you can't be all around if you're not good on defense.
Mm-hmm.
But not saying it's not defense where you block, but like
defense isn't really
like you remember like Tony Allen, like defensive
really
player that like will lock you up and shot block still, but it's like you get what I'm trying to say.
My reason behind Claxton is because he had to guard KD every day for years in practice because they're the same height. So that's why I'm putting him in there. He's guarded literally a 7-foot tall demigod every day.
I feel like Gobert winning it, but it's like defensively in the league they switch everything because guys just too good to do all of that fighting over. You switch everything. If you're a guard and you got Gobert on the perimeter, you trying to cook him. Like his blocking around the rim, but I don't feel like you should just limit defensive player of the year to bigs when you got guards that are pretty good, like someone like Drew Holiday or I know Marcus Smart got it. I think last year or 2 years ago.
And I'll say that with Marcus Smart, I don't think he should win Defensive Player of the Year.
But and that goes off of your team and your hype and like how good your team is, because you got guys that could be, certain places, but they just wouldn't be there. Like wasn't De'Aaron Fox, was he All-Star this year?
I don't know. I think he might. Yeah, I think he was snubbed.
So it's like, let me see.
I don't know. It's like when Marcus Smart, bro. Like I think they gotta do a better job with these awards. These awards should be like damn near unanimous. Like whoever wins a certain award, it shouldn't be no comparison. Like if you really the best defender in the league,
he was an All-Star replacement.
Yeah, I think just like.
So my only thing was like, what is the criteria on basing off the defense? Are we gonna look at who has the highest blocks or the highest steals? That doesn't necessarily mean the best defender.
I mean, I think they're looking at like more advanced stats. Like Patrick Beverley said to Stephen A. Smith 2 years ago, like his defensive rating was like 90 something, and he was up there.
Won Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year?
No, Patrick Beverley, no. But like he was saying his defensive rating according to ESPN was higher than Giannis's. So he says when Patrick Beverly is guarding you, it feels like Giannis is guarding you. It's probably some advanced stat they looked at that's not just blocks and steals.
Oh, Pat Bev, man, Pat Bev.
He can come to the Charlotte. He can come to Charlotte.
Nah.
Give LaMelo hell every day. Make his job easier.
Foul LaMelo every day. I love Pat Bev. I love Pat Bev. But yeah, man, like I feel like we talked a lot of ball. Like, hey, this is about basketball. A lot of these episodes, man.
And it's weird because like we college basketball players, we ain't never really talked about basketball on the podcast.
Yeah, that's fact.
So after we stopped playing basketball.
Yeah, it gave us some perspective.
Ah.
I need to have like a button that make noise when I say perspective. Like, I'm gonna get that. Perspective Pod, donate to the Perspective Pod Foundation. But yeah, we talked about basketball about the whole time, and Cale got some would you rather for us that or do I have them?
Yeah, I'm about to say I hope you have them.
Yeah, I hope I do too. But yeah, man, just kind of reflect on like what we talked about just about basketball,
man. But so like me and Brian, we started off the podcast talking about I don't want to say life after basketball, but just like our current stage in life and like our reflection on our college basketball career, brief reflection. It's obviously a lot more we can go into. Maybe on future episodes we will, but just like Brian's season ended, I think 2 days before mine. Like, so,
sad day, very sad day.
Yeah, and it's like we just talking about the things we learned, things we talked about things we would tell younger kids, things we thought would happen in college that didn't happen, or vice versa. But the biggest thing I can take away from my life, and I live my life by this saying right here that I made up when I was younger, is no regrets, only learning moments. Even through all the BS, all the fun, all the bad, all the good, my college basketball career, I wouldn't have changed any of it. And that includes the COVID stuff too. Like, it made me a different person, a better person. I wouldn't have changed any of it. Like, do I wish that I would have maybe had more accolades and stuff? Yeah, but I wouldn't change how any of that stuff went.
Well, I know what you mean, but I definitely wish that stuff could happen. But I feel like it's just, goes to you saying like you feel like you probably learned more than you would have if everything was in a sense like smooth rather than roller coaster type vibe, and that's what it definitely was. Like I said, we just scratched the surface. I mean, if you guys in the comments want to know more about us in our college career, go more in detail, we're open to that. But just briefly talking about it today just shows that it was a good experience. And time, like, just remember, like, we're just freshmen in college now, grad students, college career over, and it's just, you can reflect, look at your highlights, and just something to reflect on it to tell our kids one day, hey, I was a hooper. And like people in our parents' age didn't have highlight tapes like that accessible, so we can be able to just pull up Instagram. Hey, look. So yeah, I got a few questions up right now. They said he's supposed to be hard and possible to decide.
Let's see what you got, man. Let's see what you got. I'll answer first.
This is kind of hard, but not really. Would you rather give up social media or eat the same dinner for the rest of your life? Now they said dinner, so
eat the same dinner the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's crazy. We wouldn't have no Perspective Pod if we gave that up.
That's fine. I'll just save my lunch.
You said what? No, I'm saying like I'll get a different breakfast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But my dinner, I gotta have a great dinner. It gotta be gourmet fried chicken.
I swear I can eat chicken and beef every day. So like I can have the same chicken meal every day. I pretty much do that now in some way. That's fine.
Yeah, you barely eat your food.
Come on now.
Okay, let's see.
Give up social media. What kind of question is that?
Okay, what is this? All right. Would you rather go through your life being the most hilarious person or being the most intelligent person?
I'm both. Like I got both sides of the coin. I got a coin with both sides on it. Like, come on now. I'm both. Who do you know is the funniest dude in the room and the smartest dude in the room at the same time? Me. Trick question. Both.
You mean the exact opposite of those two adjectives.
Bro, literally, I'm the funniest person, and it's like the way I break down things, like my 1 to 5 year plan with the Hornets. It just shows how like smart I am too. I'm both.
All right. Would you rather?
Well, you didn't
What was the question?
answer. Would you rather go through your life be the funniest dude in the room or the smartest person in the room? You didn't even answer.
I'm gonna just do one because who likes to break rules?
You're not
I'll be
funny.
the most intelligent because
Who likes to break rules?
wisdom would teach me how to be funny. If I'm funny, I can't be smart.
What kind of? Okay, somebody please click that and
Yep.
quote that. If I'm funny, I can't be smart. What? That's the worst quote of all time.
That's a bar. That's a bar, ain't it?
That's the worst quote of all time. If I'm funny, I can't be smart.
Quote me on that. No, in this example.
Yeah.
All right. So, would you rather have to write everything you say out by hand, or only be able to speak in rhymes?
Speaking rhymes. That's a superpower. I'll take that.
It's a superpower. Like if I was smelling flowers, or if I went to take a
But,
shower
oh
every
yeah,
hour.
that's not even a question. That's not even a question. Speaking rhymes. Okay, thanks.
Thanks,
you know how
I go to the bank. It don't matter what I think. Come on,
look,
man.
you know how much the ladies are going to be on you now when you a poet and you what's the dude's name? Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare. You that every time you talk. Like, I wonder if it automatically generates a rhyme for you. Like, you just talking normal, but everybody else sounds like a rhyme.
Why is this so sad? I'm gonna ask you anyway. No, I'm not gonna ask that.
That's a great one. Yeah, I'm talking rhymes.
You said what?
That's a great one, bro. I'm talking rhymes. That's a great one.
I'm gonna talk rhymes too. Would you rather live in a world where everyone ignores you, or in a world where everyone is mean to you?
Everyone ignores you, like, so if I'm
like you're invisible.
Yeah, but like, what if I need to go to the doctor? Or I got to go get something to eat from a restaurant. Like, how does that work? Walk back there and just steal it next?
I don't know.
Hey, if everybody, wait, no, because then you gonna be lonely. You can't get no girl. I'm gonna steal money from a bank, but I can't get no girl. I can't play no game. Like, man, people gonna be mean regardless. Just be mean to me, I guess. Everybody, God.
So it's like, how would you get a spouse? How would you have a relationship?
I'm saying it sounds like if you ignored, you can't talk to anybody ever. But if you're mean, people are mean to you, you're gonna get interactions that's not gonna be positive. Are they mean all the time? Are they only mean for half a day? That means even your wife. That means even your wife is gonna be mean to you. She's gonna marry you, but she's gonna be mean to you.
She gonna be like, I do.
The doctor you go to is gonna call you an idiot for being in there. Like, oh my! I just wear AirPods. I'll just ignore it, I guess.
All right. Ooh, this is good. Mm-hmm. Would you rather have a guaranteed good job for the rest of your life, or win the lottery and have a 50-50 chance of losing it all? So, would you rather have a guaranteed job for the rest of your life, or
job,
the chance to win the lottery and you got a 50-50 chance? So, like, flip a coin. So it's not like a normal lottery where you got millions and people applying. It's a 50% chance you win the lottery, or you taking that guaranteed job.
I'll take the guaranteed job just for the fact that once I get the money, I know what to do. I don't need to necessarily.
Sound good, man. Flip that coin.
So what's gonna happen when it come up the wrong side?
I'll live at your house with your good job.
I'm sorry. You could be one of my tenants and scrape some money together to pay me.
Wow. But capitalism.
50-50, that's 50-50 odds. Unpopular opinion. 50-50 odds are not good. Or maybe, I don't know. Not good, not as bad. It's like 50-50. It's just too random.
Ooh. All right. Oh no, that's not a good question.
Speaking rhymes. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that tomorrow. I'm trying to speak in rhymes.
One of our last one. Oh, we can do another one. Would you rather get a credit card with a $10,000 limit or $1,000 in cash?
Credit card. What kind of question is that?
Bro, I don't come up with any questions, bro. I just read it.
What you got? Please pick the right answer. What is $1,000 in cash gonna do for me in 2023?
Not even pay for you a place to stay.
I'm gonna use $1,000 to pay off my credit card.
And you don't have that $1,000.
Yeah.
I guess they probably like, it's no other way you can get money. But even then, you can use your credit card to help you get money.
That credit card's gonna help me when I'm out of money. I need to get something done. $10K easily.
Would you rather be stranded on a desert island or trapped in a room?
Stranded. I feel like, well, I guess both of them you stuck with no resources. Man, oh man,
like stranded island, you have more just chances to do something like.
I thought it said desert.
A desert island.
Yeah. Oh, desert island. Yeah.
I would still feel like I'm not closed in. Like I would feel like I would have more hope on the island than in the room, depending on where the room is.
You think so? I feel like it'd be the same thing. Like if you're in a room, you know you alone.
It's like a
paradox. Nobody's in there. Yeah, but on the island, it's like, man, I ain't seen nobody in 2 weeks. I don't walk across this entire island. I ain't gonna see nobody ever. I feel like, I don't know.
But it's then like trapped in a room. I'm gonna be hungry. Like an island, like hey, get some sticks, start a fire, get some find a bird on the tree.
I'm not claustrophobic. Well, I kind of am. Like I be seeing like cave crawling videos.
I'm not claustrophobic.
And it'd be like making me nervous, but like, I don't know, trapped in a room. I don't know.
You think you're in a room with 4 walls, no door.
That's what I'm saying, like trapped. I guess I'll take the island, just walk around it every day praying I see somebody that I know is not there.
Yeah, some mermaids.
Man, make a coconut man and talk to him every day.
Oh man, but hey, episode 5. We appreciate you all for tuning in, watching. Like I said, Instagram at the.perspective.pod. Give us a follow. We don't have too many followers, but we've reached about 19,000 viewers just through our different reels that we post through our different content. So be sure to follow us on there, like, comment, subscribe, and as we always end it,
you're not gonna let me get nothing in. Sorry, he about to just close out his co-host.
Yep.
Before Brian ends this, before I get a word in, appreciate y'all for watching, man. Like you said, we doing Instagram reels. We now experimenting with YouTube Shorts, bro. I mean,
Fact.
It's up. Yeah, we doing what we can, man. And if y'all have any perspectives y'all want to share with us, let us know in the comments. Any topics y'all want to hear about. I mean, the world it's something that 10 different things to talk about every day, like from sports to society to political issues to other cultures. Like it's something we can talk about every day, bro. So please let us know down in the comments what y'all want to hear about.
Thank you for getting word in. Now, as we always say, 1 podcast, 2 perspectives, episode 5. We out.
See ya. Appreciate it.